Hi, this is Mikael. I work for TrueSec, and with me I have...
I'm Jordan Benzing. I also work for TrueSec.
It's amazing. We work for the same company.
Who would have thought?
Yeah, we've been to Ignite 2018, and there's a couple of things that we have noticed. The notification is very simple. It is a question that pops up from time to time. It says, whatever is dead. Is that dead? Is that gone? It's going to go away. Deprecated. It's going to go away. And is it going away? And what is going away if something is going away?
No. I'm just going to start with no, it's not going away. As to the what, though, it's this thing, I can't really remember the name of it, but it's that ConfigMgr thing. Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, that thing.
ConfigMgr is dead.
Yeah, it's dead.
Yes.
Everyone was talking about it last year. Like they were like, oh, we're going to go to this next big thing and that and the other thing. And all of a sudden this year, if you stop by the Intune area at all, you'll see in big green letters, no, ConfigMgr is not dead.
So the reason why people believe it's dead is because there's new technology and new solutions for the same old problem, meaning that you don't need ConfigMgr to manage a client. You can use Intune to that.
Absolutely.
You don't need to deploy a machine because you can use Autopilot for that. At the same time, you don't need Active Directory because you can use Azure Active Directory. So that means that new technology is coming, but that usually means that if new technology is coming, old technology is going to be thrown away. So will this coexist for a while, or what do we think about this?
This is definitely going to coexist for a while. So I want to think about it kind of like this, right? So it's springtime, right? We're out in the middle of spring. It's time to go out and about, right?
Okay.
We go over to our closet and we open the closet, and what's inside of our closet but our spring coat, a summer jacket for very, very light events, fall, and winter. Yeah. And so now it's just a matter of choosing which jacket that we want. So we're not really replacing anything in this particular scenario. We're just extending the closet and adding more jackets to it.
So it means I have the ability, maybe I have 2 summer jackets.
Maybe you have 2 summer jackets.
Can I have that? I don't wear them at the same time, but I can use them.
You can use either of them. You could wear both of them at the same time if you really wanted to. It might be uncomfortable and look weird, but
I mean,
you could.
It's going to be the same thing as like, just because you have a car, you can use a taxi from time to time.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean you need to sell your car just because you go with one taxi ride.
Sure. Or I live in Michigan, so sometimes we have winter and there are cars that just don't work for that, and sometimes we have summer and there are cars that work much better for that. And then there's some cars that work in both, but neither work particularly great in both.
So let's think about a few scenarios here. I just want to check with you. We have this school, 2,000 seats.
Okay.
Old computers. I won't really buy any new computers.
Okay.
Today they use ConfigMgr, and they have a really thick image. Well, they don't really have a thick image, but they install a lot of applications. None of these devices will ever leave that because it's going to be on that desk. It's going to be there for 4 years, and they're going to throw it away. So can they continue using ConfigMgr to deploy these machines and deploy applications and all that stuff? Is that going to still work?
Absolutely. Still going to work great.
Okay. So here's another scenario. Company, 500 people. 400 of them are working at the office. They never leave the office. No point of leaving the office. They're
chained to the desk?
Yes, something like that. But they have, let's say, 100 people that really don't work at the office. They only use some kind of Surface Pro device. They fly around, they meet customers, and the only app they need is basically Office. They need Office. And they also need one of these remote applications for some kind of CRM system like that.
Sure.
I mean, in that case, we could still continue using all these devices with just ConfigMgr, because ConfigMgr is not dead, right?
Yep.
But could we use Autopilot on these devices?
Sure, absolutely. There's no reason why not to.
How would that work?
So it brings us into this wonderful world of CoManagement. I think if anyone watched the session the other day, that David James did a little bit of it right there where he talked about at the end, the Chalk Talk, the Configuration Manager Chalk Talk, where he said you can go into the wonderful world of the ConfigMgr console, and with, I think it actually is about 4 clicks, you can enable the CoManagement component of it and add in the Intune. Nothing else will change. Everything will still work just fine. ConfigMgr will still keep managing everything the way it was before. And then you could start enabling Intune and poking it with a stick. See how it works. Does it work with these 5 machines for these 5 people? Works for these 5 people.
So that means that, for instance, like, but same topic. WSUS is dead. Well, can you still use WSUS for certain devices, and you can use Intune to patch other devices? Is that going to work too?
Yeah, why not?
Okay, so MBAM is dead. Not really. So that means, can you still use MBAM?
Sure.
Sure. But there are new features in Azure Active Directory, but they are not feature comparable
Comparable yet.
Yeah, but they will be eventually.
It's kind of like CMG and IBCM.
Should you say that VBScript is dead?
Well, it's not being developed anymore, but I mean, it's not
Dead-ish.
dead.
No,
We have
exactly.
dead and dead.
Yeah.
There you go.
It's either it's gone or it's going to be gone, and then it's dead for real. But
Yeah.
but a lot of applications and systems and platforms currently are being developed enough to be supported by new versions of Windows. And for instance, MBAM is one of them. It's not going to go away immediately. It's just not being actively enhanced anymore. It's just going to be what it is today, but work with newer operating systems because it's going to be supported. ConfigMgr is different because that is actively developed still. But here is something we can say and compare. Let's say that a task sequence function, that is something that may or might be enhanced, right?
Yeah.
Or they're going to add a feature that says enable this. But the likeliness of them rewriting the entire console and rewriting ConfigMgr from scratch, I would say that's slim.
Yeah, that part's pretty slim.
Yeah.
However, now, I did hear talk at the Talk the other day that they are working on bringing in some API stuff for the console.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so that'll be interesting. So
we heard this over the week because we both worked in the Ask the Experts, and there's a lot of, is that dead and is that dead? And the common response we have is, it's not really dead. What's going on, and that seems to be the part that people are missing, what's going on is that we are in a shift, right?
Yeah,
But the shift
absolutely.
is from the project-based approach of everything. We need to gather because there's a new version of X, and we need to, yes, that's gone. What's going on instead is that it's an ongoing process. So we had a bunch of people saying, is ConfigMgr dead? No, it's not. Is Autopilot going to be replacing it? Yes, but not today. For some customer, yes, but for a few customer, maybe completely, but for the vast majority of customers, that won't be replaced. So you need to ask the same question again and again, and eventually you're going to get the answer, yeah, now it's time to change. Now it's time to flip. But currently, no, these old System Center products is not going to go away. They're not dead. They're going to hang around for a while. That's
Absolutely.
pretty much how we summarize it, right?
pretty much, we're just going to continue extending things as we shift. And it's, I think with one of the big things that Microsoft talked about this week was the idea of the shift, right? And I think you can even apply that to a shift in mindset. Not just we need to shift towards this, but we need to start shifting our mindset as we're thinking about how the technology works, how it applies, what we do. We've always had this very regimented XP, 7, 8, 1, this, the next thing. Well, that's going away, and it's going away because it was costly.
Yeah.
Doing that, this was costly, and the value paradigm was
And just imagine that you work in help desk on a Monday morning, and on Friday the big call was made.
Yep.
We need to redeploy 15,000 devices, and you are responsible for being a help desk on Monday morning, 5 minutes after the last machine has been deployed. I vote for vacation.
Yep.
Yeah. That's my plan here.
Yep. I'm sick.
Yeah, I'm sick.
Bye.
I'm gone. Thank you so much for watching, and please check out the other highlights for Ignite 2018.